Okay, so I would suggest if you'd like to, go ahead and pause the video and take a look. If they have a green check mark next to it, that's something that they thought you should include in your summary. It was a most important detail. Now, don't get too worked up if you don't have the exact same ones. Remember, a summary is up to some judgment. So, really, what we're looking for is that you found the most important ones. It's okay if you didn't find all six of them that we included, as long as you kind of have the main point. So, if you'd like to pause the video and check those out, you can do that now. All right, and if you pause the video and look, that's fine. If not, I'm going to go over them. The first one that we thought was super important was wild turtles should be left in the wild. That was the author's main point. Have to include it in the summary. As a matter of fact, that would probably be one of my first sentences in my summary because I would want my reader to know that. That was the whole purpose of the selection. We didn't choose do not litter in nature. It doesn't mean that it's not important, but littering in nature is not really what this passage was about. So if I'm summarizing it for someone and only wanting the most important things, that doesn't really have to do much with my wild turtles and not taking them home as pets. So we left that one out of our summary. Number two, it's important to remove the litter, not the turtle. That's important because the whole point is that the author is telling people don't take them home. So we need for people to know that. Now you live in a glass room no larger than a bathroom. That was in the text, but it was just kind of explaining to the reader what it might be like for a turtle who's brought into an aquarium when they're used to living in the wild. So again, that one was not important for a summary. Remember, the summary is just, I always like to say, if you had a friend who was absent one day and they came back the next day and they said, "What did you guys read about?" You wouldn't reread them the whole story. You just kind of give them the highlights. And that's what we're looking for here. An aquarium might be a good home for some animals, but a turtle isn't one of them. That's important because we're giving a main reason why you don't want to take them home. It's not easy to feed a turtle. We did not include that one. It's illegal in some states. We definitely want to hit that home. This is why you won't do this. It's illegal. We chose not to include the $5,000 fine because that's just further evidence. So this would be more like a small detail. So in a summary, we would just tell them it was illegal and maybe leave out the exact punishment or consequence. They can spend their whole lives trying to get back home if they are moved. Again, we're putting in those main points and leaving out the little details. Most never make it, we left out. Helping a turtle across the road is the best thing you can do. Wash your hands to keep them clean. We left both of those out. And then we included the best way to keep a wild turtle safe is to keep it wild. That kind of ends everything. So again, if you clicked one that we didn't click or you left one out that we clicked, that's okay. Just see if maybe you got most of them or a few of them. Now, I'm not putting a summary here because as we've learned in class, all summaries can sound a bit different depending on the way that you word them. So your individual teacher is going to be reading your summary separately. But I would say that in your summary, I would hope you would have included the word turtles. That would be the main point. In this text, the author describes wild turtles and how. And then I would say the most important thing to include is that you want to keep them in the wild. And maybe you also gave a few of these ideas here. All right, great job.